Dude, look at the last 2.5 years. Like, seriously? I mean, how have all these countries in a very coordinated fashion? I mean, it's one thing if one country goes nuts, but it's literally been UK, Canada, every country in Western Europe, pretty much, except Sweden, USA, New Zealand.
What was it? World War I? You had the three countries, they were cousins with each other. It was like France, who was it? Germany and who else or something like that?
Germany, Austria. I don't know.
I don't remember. But it was like these three leaders who go to war with each other were cousins. It's like they're all related to each other. That's just that. I'm not surprised by any of that. Powerful.
I think we're witnessing a controlled demolition, man.
You think they're intentionally destroying the economy and...
Dude, everything that people are freaking out with right now with the economy, supply chains, inflation.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
It was all completely predictable and predicted by myself and other so-called conspiracy theorists. Like, when all of this stuff started, it was very predictable and very obvious.
I got evidence for you.
Okay.
So we'll call it circumstantial evidence and we'll call it logic.
Okay.
So Ukraine-Russia war, right? Mm-hmm. Invasion of Ukraine. Fertilizer from Russia not getting exported. U.S. is in trouble. Mm-hmm. Ukraine and Russia are exporting enough wheat. They can't produce any. There's a war going on. They can't produce as much. Global famine. You've heard them talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Then why in Europe are they telling farmers in Ireland and the Netherlands to stop farming?
And the UK.
And the UK. Why are they telling these farmers in these countries, stop farming right now?
Controlled demolition.
But hold on. The same people who are telling us that there is going to be a global famine are also telling their farmers to stop farming. Mm-hmm. That's very strange, isn't it? I mean, they're saying, famine's coming, you better stop farming or else. It's like, okay, do you want people to, like, run out of food?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, the thing is, and it's impossible to not be a quote-unquote conspiracy theorist these days after the past several years if you are just interested in thinking. But they've created this, right? If people who are in power or people in corporate media and so on, so-called public health officials and the experts which we keep hearing about, if they refuse to be honest and they just continue to lie and to gaslight and to shift goalposts for years and years and years on end, like every single day, they're just lying to people, then naturally you are going to have people trying to work out, wait, what is going on? This narrative is not making sense. This is not logical. This is not rational. This is not based in science. It's not based in economics, nothing. What is going on? It makes people wonder.
Can we stop it?
I think people always ultimately have the power.
We can resist the starvation by growing local food.
Well, that's what I'm getting to. My question is, if we are in a controlled demolition, do you think it's possible that people reverse course and stop this?
Yes, it's always possible. I don't think this is the first time being here in history.
By voting for Trump is what you're saying.
MAGA. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think that this is the first or even close to the worst thing that humanity has faced on any level. I think it's important to always maintain a sense of gratitude and perspective, both historically and geographically. And I think there's a lot of real stuff to be very, very concerned about. But in terms of my optimism, I mean, you look at history and, man, there's countless examples of very, very dark times where I'm sure people in certain countries or across just thought, you know what, this is a wrap. This is the end. Like, this is a freaking nightmare. And people have always come out on the end of it thus far, right? Our species is still going. There's more of us than ever before. So I think one thing that people often forget, though, is that history is not finished, right?
It never is.
No, we're living through the history of the future, right? I'm sure if you go back to 1910s and you talk to people in Europe or in America or whatever, I'm pretty sure they thought that they were very advanced and they were past all the war and the chaos and the famine and the genocides. They were, you know, we're cool. We're advanced. We're smart. We're moral. We're decent people. And then, boom, World War I, boom, World War II, right? That would not have been remotely predictable.